So hello everyone and welcome to today's webinar. I am going to walk through all the new goodness available in the Syncfusion Volume 2 release. My name's Chad Church and I'm one of the product managers here at Syncfusion. What I'm going to do today is go through all of our controls. Well, I'll go through the new stuff that we have in our controls, and I'm going to touch on our data platforms as well, just the new stuff that's coming out in and around our Volume 2 release. And to start with is our JS2 controls. These are the new controls available to you here. We expect and plan our JS2 suite to have feature parity with the JS1 suite. JS1 has been around for about 6 years now, and it does a ton of cool stuff. JS2 is brand new. It's, I think, less than a year old, actually. But by the end of this year, we want it to be a feature parity. We have, gosh, we have a large team, I think almost 60 people actually working on our JS2 suite of controls. Something else we've done with our JS2 suite is we have added Vue and MVC support. So we already supported Angular and React. We've added Vue to that mix. And we have added, we've compiled some DLLs around the controls so you can interact with them at the MVC, at the back end, at the server. Our desktop platforms, WPF is still relevant. People still use it. And for this release, the big thing we've done is update our PDF viewer. I'll actually show you that. Windows Forms is also still relevant. We have a lot of people asking about Windows Forms, whether they want to create new stuff or they just want to freshen up older, perhaps decades old applications. Windows Forms is still there, and we're making new controls for it, trying to help with that. Reports. Our report platform is RDL based. We chose that file format because it was fairly transportable to anywhere you want to go. We have added a web designer to this. So now it's a JavaScript widget you can throw on your page right beside our report viewer widget you can throw on your page and let your users make ad hoc reports. Our dashboard platform is it's a server application that runs in IIS. We've added a fair bit of abilities to it, new features we've added. We've also have a cloud-based dashboarding now. That's a very cool thing, and I'm actually going to walk through this a little bit at the very end so you can see how our dashboarding is set up. Okay, so let's go ahead and step into our controls. This is our website. We do recommend that you stay logged in, so it says hi, your name goes here. And that way it's just a little bit easier as you're working around our page, our website, to see things, to do things. I'm going to be going through the what's new for the Xamarin and the desktop things. For our Angular, for JavaScript controls, I'm actually going to step in here and let's go ahead and open this up so we can actually see what's going on. This is our platform page, our Central JavaScript Studio page, where you get information about, what the platform is, whether you're in whatever the platform is. We have this page for it. And if you scroll down, you get to see all of our controls. Preview means it's brand new or it is still not released. So our schedule control, for example, came out last in 16.1, came out in Volume 1 release, but it's still not, we don't believe it's feature complete, so it's still in preview. And I'm actually going to step in here to our data grid because everybody has questions about a data grid at some point in their application. This is the feature tour here. A feature tour for every single product has a feature tour. The tours are pretty cool. Have all the features are listed here. And from here, I'm actually going to want to step into the demo. This is our demo page for JS2. We can see what's new, and I'm going to start here with our data grid. This is our data grid. We added a new sample to our data grid, and that's this overview sample. And while I'm here, let me go ahead and touch on our Vue implementation. So again, we have Angular, React, Vue. We consider those to be the big three JavaScript frameworks. If you know a framework that you believe is bigger and better than these three, let us know. We are always interested in adding new frameworks. We want to stay with whatever the developers are doing out there. We want to stay with you. So let us know that you have this framework or that framework, and we'll put it on our list. When those frameworks hit a critical mass, then we will start putting our controls against them. But let's take a look at Vue right now. And this is, again, the sample looks the exact same. Surprise. Here's the source code for it. I just want to touch on this very quickly. Here's our template there. There's a style flag on the page. And down here is the actual Vue bits. So you'll install our controls with an npm install. This is where it is. The Vue will give you all the Vue bits that you need to actually work in the Vue environment as a native control. In this case, we have grids. If you wanted to, you would also install charts, the schedule, the drop-down list, what have you. This is how you'll install it, and this is how you'll use it in the Vue environment. But let's go back to JavaScript. And I'm going to go back to JavaScript because the JavaScript samples give me this right here. I get these little tags showing what is new. So the pivot grid is brand new. It does what you expect the pivot grid to do. It'll expand, it'll collapse. If you want to give your users the field list and let them actually do pivoting themselves. So we could, let's go to the Grabby tag and let's move this over here and we'll pivot this whole thing. I'm going to keep the same data order, just pivoting it. So now we pivoted it. That's exactly what you expect. You can, if you want, put a chart with this. So now the chart is going to look at the data that's coming out. And of course, we can export this. We do have XLSIO libraries. You can export it here. With our JS2 suite, we actually do some Excel exporting at the client, so you don't have to have the .NET implementation for that. It's our pivot grid. Our chart's been updated. The diagram is actually brand new to JS2. It does diagram stuff. The idea here is you want to have a diagram, you will have a flow chart, a process map. You can take these nodes. This is all inline SVG. So these nodes can be any content you want to put in there. In this case, a live radial gauge. This can be just a node here in your process, in your flow diagram. This will support a mind map, radial tree, all of that's available here. Let's add another one. There we go. So you can add it this way, it's live, enable with it. Okay. The maps has been updated. Maps has been updated. Yeah, that's cool. Maps have been updated. We have print, we have export here, zooming and panning are work for you. Tree map. Tree map is a new control. This is your tree map. You can set it up so that you can drill down into it if you like with these little plus minus buttons here and drill in, drill out of the maps. If you need to, you can put a pie on it. Instead of having the whole blue thing, just put a pie showing whatever it is you're curious about. Pies are interactive. Okay. Then the heat map. Heat map does heat map stuff. And that's the idea behind it. If you want to change the palette, give it a look, display a gradient. The idea for the heat map is values at one end or the other are going to show up, be easy to spot versus everybody else just kind of blending in the middle. The range navigator is a new control for us, and she is very, very cool. There are two thumbs on here. These thumbs define a bindable area. So the rest of the page can bind to this, and you get this, you get to drill into your data by doing this type of interaction. You get to customize it. You can make it look like this guy here, just have some numbers to log into. This is the chart. You can make it lightweight. If you don't want to have all that, you can just give something simple like this. Okay. And then the sparklines. Sparklines, actually I like the sparklines a lot. They're super cool. They are little bitty charts that can live in line with some data in on your page, put them on something like this even, just somewhere on your page, have a quick chart so you can see something simple. You can customize the chart. Maybe you want to change where the axis crosses. So here I'm changing my y-axis crossing. And you may even want to let them be live. So this could be the dashboard that you set up. So your customers are seeing live data on their page in these little bitty charts. And these are meant to be very, sparklines are lightweight. They're meant to live in a grid in a cell. The idea did come from Excel, and we just simply implemented that idea into JavaScript here. The Smith chart is a brand new thing. People either absolutely need this and love it, or people aren't too sure what it is. It goes, we can do left and right organization for that. The schedule control is still in preview, means we don't believe it is feature complete yet. A couple things that we've added here is the idea of grouping and customized work days. So for example, Will Smith here works 4 days. Alice actually only works 3, and then Robson does all the work for the doctor's office, I guess, for the hospital. He works all 5. So you get to define what days every person is going to use. Our document editor is this. The idea behind this is to let you create or edit Word documents. So this is it here. It's a Word document. The editor on the right, details on the right, is context sensitive. So if I want to update the image, if I want to do something with this table here or some text, it's in, and you can hide this so it ends up being more in read mode versus edit mode. But this will save out to a Word document, a docx. We stay with the current one for this. Or you can put it into our file format. You fully read, edit, create Word documents. And I'm going to step through here real quick into our rich text editor just to do a contrast. The rich text editor gives you this look and feel. It is WYSIWYG. It is here, but this guy, and let's move this thing up here. So it is movable, adjustable, just like you would expect. But this control is an HTML editor, so you can come and see the HTML that was made. So we have an HTML editor and we have a Word editor, 2 separate controls with 2 different intents, 2 different purposes behind them. Our color picker does what you think a color picker will do. You tap on it and you get to pick a color for whatever reason you need a color. You can also let it be in line. So for example, something like this. I want to change colors. You can do custom palettes. So again, these 4 here on the bottom, these are all still the color picker control. And I'm just touching it, look to play around here. And then we have the avatar. Avatar is this. The default is square. You can also make it be circle. These are types, so they can be any type you like. The avatar can be whatever you want it to be. And the idea is you can put these little pictures on top of a badge. The badge here is, I'll show you this badge in just a minute, on top of a card, for example, or whatever else you need in your grid, wherever you want to put these little pictures of whatever it happens to be. The badge. Badge is a little bitty guy. It's these blue, green, and red guy here. There's a couple of types. They don't have to be numeric. You can just put you can put text in there as well. So any information you want to put there in the badge, and the idea is something like this, right? Or in a toolbar. Then toast. Toast is that little pop-up. Everybody likes it. You know, here's a here's a new piece of toast. I'm just clicking and they're popping up, and I want to hide them. Toast does give you the type. You can customize this way. Okay. You can give it a template if you want. So for example, this alarm down here is a template. So let's make this toast pop up. And we have a little picture of a map. We have a drop-down list we can pick from. We have a snooze button, a dismiss button. That's all available to you here as template items. So you can template the toast with a little bit of JavaScript. And that's all the brand new controls that we have for JavaScript. So let's come back here and let's actually go what's new. And I'm going to show our Xamarin controls just real quickly here. Xamarin Forms is very cool. Everybody needs to make a Xamarin Forms app for their device just for fun, just to learn, just to do all the cool stuff with it. This is our schedule control. We've added drag and drop functionality to it. So you can now do that. We've also added the agenda view can be customized. So this is the agenda here at the bottom, and you can customize exactly how this looks and feels. You don't have to put times. You don't have to put names. You could just put whatever you want there. You can put a template on your month cells to different things. You can change the hours of your appointments of what shows up in the day. The image editor is a neat little control. It was created to let your users take a picture, edit that picture, and then do something with the edited image. In this case, we've added the ability for you to add these little stamps or images on top of it. And then you can change the toolbar height and such. The PDF viewer is something we've added some new stuff to. We've added a text box. So you can create a text box, type it in, whatever text you want. It is a text annotation, free text annotation. Pop-up layout gives you, I skipped over diagram. Pop-up layout gives you a pop-up control in your Xamarin app. And there it is. There it is. The carousel navigation drawer, we support two now. You can have one on the left and one on the right, one on the top, one on the bottom. You can have multiple navigation drawers. Navigation drawer is also called a hamburger. So a hamburger control, right there's your hamburger. The carousel now supports a virtualization. So you will only load the images that are in the viewport. And that's a cool thing. The data form now supports a password field where it'll put these little characters here for your password. Sunburst chart supports drill down. So you can see that functionality right there in that cool little GIF. Maps, our maps will now support online tiles. So if you want to use OpenStreetMap or Bing, you can put them here in your map. So you don't have to get your own shapes. You can use OpenStreetMap or Bing. Segment control is brand new. And these are 4 different segment controls on this page here. So you get to customize. It's you simply handle the click events on these items and do different things with it. The combo box is new. Combo box is a new control. It's what you let you edit or pick from a drop-down list or suggest or filter as you type. That's exactly what you expect from a combo box we have here. And the checkbox also does exactly what you expect from a checkbox to do. This would be the parent. These are children. Parent has 3 states, and you go through it. The radio button. Not much more needs to be said about a radio button. We have it here in Xamarin Forms. Now, something else very cool is we now support Xamarin Mac OS. So those of you, we've had a number of customers lately ask about making Mac OS apps from Xamarin. And we have some controls here. We have a chart and the data grid. Of course, we have to have a chart and a grid. Those are two of the biggies. The third biggie is a list view. Chart, grid, list view for Mac OS. This is our first release of a Mac OS product line. Take a look at it. Let us know what you think. And then desktop, Windows Forms. We do have some new controls for Windows Forms. Believe it or not, the combo box, the list view are all brand new for Windows Forms. For WPF, the big thing that's new for WPF is our PDF control. And I'm actually going to show you that sample here. This is our PDF sample. This sample downloads with our WPF install. And we've taken this is just some simple little PDF file. We've added some annotations to it. So it looks like some shape annotations. And we have layers over here. So these are now layer support. And you can hide and show different layers based upon the user, based upon what they are. So you can create these layers in the PDF, and then you can show them and hide them in the PDF viewer. And then with the PDF, you can also remove layers. So this gives you a layer editor for WPF. Now, a couple other things we have beyond our controls. We also have dashboards, reports, big data, and data integration platform. I'm going to start from the bottom and go up. Our data integration platform, this is actually built on top of Apache NiFi. We've made it a little more easy to use. We've put some cool interactions on the front of it. We've added some new processors. We've added 6 more new ones. So if you need to monitor LinkedIn, Facebook, Instagram, SharePoint, we have the ability here. You can put this up, create your information for those applications, your developer stuff, so you can log into it and just pull stuff from it. And then you can monitor Instagram if you want and see who's doing what. You can also do emails. So you can parse emails and pull whatever information you need out of an email. Our big data platform is built on top of Hadoop. We make Hadoop easy for you to set up and running on Windows. We managed all that. And it is now cross-platform. So you can do it on Windows and you can do it on Linux. And that's a cool thing. Our report platform, this uses RDL files again. And we now have the web designer is available to you here. So inside your web page, you can use this as a free JavaScript, not free, but as a JavaScript control that you can put inside your page and use it as you wish. So you now have a page, can have a report viewer, and a report designer are both JavaScript widgets that you can use. Our dashboard platform, we've done a fair bit of work to it in improving it, adding some JSON capabilities so you can pull out JSON data and look at it that way. But the biggest thing here we've improved our mobile app. So we actually have a mobile app you can install from the app stores, and you can talk to any version of our dashboard server, and that's a big improvement for that. But the biggest thing here is, so these are all of our controls, a quick look at our dashboard platforms. And just to show you flesh out the report designer, it lives as part of our JavaScript suite. That's where the report designer lives. Okay, and now we fleshed all that out. So let's go back up to the top here and let's talk about our cloud-based Syncfusion dashboards. This is what it is. So this is live. This is live right now. Anybody, if you want, you can follow that link and you can start playing around with our dashboards as I do the little bit I'm going to do here. This feature is pricing. It's all about it. If you want to try it free, log in. And this is a little wizard. You create the website you want to create. This is going to be your actual name that you're going to use. Define yourself, continue through here. You'll go through setting up the account and doing your billing and all that. But let's actually go and take a look at how this works. Here's my product manager. This is behind a password, so if anybody wants to follow that link, you'll be asked to log in. This is my product manager. This is my dashboard, my product manager.syncfusion.io dashboard. These are dashboards I've brought in from our dashboard server sample, so there's nothing new or cool here. It's kind of basic. If we do support the home pages, so if I wanted to come back to my home page, I think I have a couple widgets in here on the home page. I do. I have these 2 charts are set up this way. And you can customize your home page to be whatever layout you like, whatever of these 4 layouts that you like. And they're still interactive. All right, so let's go back and let's actually look at the dashboards and just to kind of show you the cool thing about it. This is this online food ordering dashboard, and I want to actually take this particular chart and I want to drill into it. I want to see what actually happened on Wednesday, for example. So let's click on our edit dashboard. And this is my dashboard designer here. Dashboard designer is a collection of widgets over here on the left that I can use. And this is the actual dashboard, and here's kind of how you'll use this if you want to resize it. These are the little squares that we use to be responsive. So whether you open this up on a phone or on a desktop or on a laptop, on a tablet, it's going to scale to fit. These little squares let us do our responsiveness on it. And this is the chart I actually want to play with. So I'm going to click on my little gear, and then evidently a gear is a universal shape, meaning you're going to edit something. And a couple things I want to do. I do not want to rotate these. I've used rotated 45 degrees. I'm going to leave it there. Let's actually change some data for this. So right now we're just doing a count of the order by day of the week. It might be fun to see what the cuisine looks like. So let's add cuisine here. Let's make this a multi-level drill down control. So we got our first level, and then let's do a food type, just so we have 3 levels. It's going to be a little bit of fun there. And draft is saved. I'm going to save it just to make sure it's, you can't save too often. I do not want to go view it here. I'm going to step back to it. So let's go to my dashboards. And online food analysis. So I did that drill down. I'm going back to my chart. I'm going to see, let's see what this is a big one. So it happens on Monday. And it drilled into it. So Monday, this is the cuisine that was popular on Monday. And let's look at Italian. Let's see what data we have for Italian. And non-vegetarian versus vegetarian. That is the end of our data set. And it's kind of binary there, isn't it? But this is the idea. So you can customize this, make this out. This dashboard can be made public. What happens is you can create a schedule, you can manage permissions, so you can add users to this. Either you can add them in one by one, you can pull them in from a Active Directory or a database. And here's kind of how you're going to pull them in from a CSV file even. From a database, Azure Directory, create users one by one. This is how you create your users. I have created a cell phone user there as well. And yeah, so that's how you do that. Dashboards are here. You can customize this if you want to actually change how it looks. You can give it a little bit different look and feel. We have a little bit there for you. Customize it. So for example, down here, the powered by Syncfusion, that was down here at the bottom of the page. We like that. We'd like for you to keep it, but it's up to you. You may not want to see it, so you can just turn that off and turn off the copyright information as well. You change your date format. I actually like the European date format. And then you get to change your header, your logos, make different changes here to it, change the name, whatever you want to show up here. And these are your customization settings. User directories, your notifications, your subscriptions. These are all available to you here in our settings for our dashboard. Okay. And that was a very quick high-level overview of all the new stuff we have at Syncfusion. So just a little bit about Syncfusion before we move on to the question and answers. We have been around since 2001. So we've been here a long time. We plan on being around at least that long again. We have 12,000 different companies licensed to us with 1 million plus users. We have a huge technical book library that you are free. It's free to everybody. Come and get it. These are called our Succinctly books. Many of you out there know about them. And there we go. We have a community license. If you have revenue less than $1 million, less than 5 developers, you have a free license. We want you to grab our stuff. You're going to be the first adopters. Anything that's new and cool, the latest and greatest, you are going to be, you're welcome to it. Come, let us help us improve the product as we go along, because you're going to need something that we didn't think of, and you'll tell us all about that. Thank you all so much for coming and watching this video. It's been a pleasure talking to you all, and have a good day.